So the three main funnel types that we use, we really focus mostly on webinars, and Mindvalley's really mastered the webinar. And in this day and age, it's becoming a lot harder to actually make the webinar work on the front end. You know, traffic costs are rising so much all over the place, especially Facebook. You know, some people even say that a lot of our targeting options are going to disappear as they cater more to big businesses who don't care about targeting. Also, there's always skepticism amongst our audiences, especially as every man and his dog comes along and puts together a webinar, and it turns out to be a piece of crap, and then they get jaded and they think that every webinar is the same. That's a completely understandable reaction from them. So I applaud Mindvalley for really mastering the webinar model. And what I just talked about is part of the secret of making that webinar model work. But that's just one of the models. This is a sample of our landing page. So this is one that we've tested over and over again. We've tested different versions, and we test these on big traffic spend. So you know that they've got a lot of 3,367 people on the little proof icon thing pop up there. And it's basically just headline, subhead, and sign up form here. We test a big image of the author, high res image that looks really nice. And we have some really talented designers, so they make these pages look great. But that's a basic landing page for a webinar. And again, I'll go get you this so you don't need to write all this down now, but basically traffic opt-in for the webinar and a thank you page with a workbook that you can download. And then your email sequence here, your show up sequence. It's pretty simple, and then your webinar at this date, whichever date you select. And the other half after the webinar is the sales page, and then the email sequence here, webinar replay. So it's fairly standard stuff, but the secret's in everything that I told you about so far in this presentation. So that's the webinar funnel. It's 80% of the ad spend that we use on Mindvalley at the moment. It's really our focus because our webinars, we've developed, so much now that we've really fine-tuned every aspect of the webinar, so they really convert to the highest. And if you're on Mindvalley's list, sign up for a webinar and make sure you pay attention not just to the email copy, but to the webinar itself. That's how you really do a successful webinar. Number 2 is the ask funnel. And I know a few familiar faces in the room who we covered this stuff last time. And basically an ask funnel is a survey which segments you into different groups depending on how you answer the survey. This is a basic landing page. What's your meditation type? There's a video here and a button here to take the quiz. That's the important part, take the quiz. Because here, the quiz here is you get different answers for the quiz, and depending on how you answer that quiz, you get different sales processes, you get different VSLs, you get different sales pages, depending on how you answer that survey. So for those of you that were in Bintan last year, we went through that in quite a lot of detail. This does work better than that when you get it right. I mean, it is effective. That's why you go to this level of complexity. It does work. It does segment the people into, different buckets, as we call them, different segments. It does work better, and this is kind of a stage 2. So once you get that simple one up and running, you're making some money off that, then you can start finding out how to do this. Yeah, it's all about segmentation. The number 3 is one that I very briefly showed before. The FMC funnel. FMC stands for free mini course. And this is the landing page for that one. So it's basically a free meditation course. Has a little product image here and the sign up form there. So it's very simple. Same little proof thing. Below here, when you see this page, it's got some testimonials and stuff, but that's extra stuff. If you want to keep it simple, this is all the landing page that you need. Over here. So this is actually the funnel that makes 7 figures in a year on autopilot. because this meditation product is one of our best sellers, and this is one of our most consistent funnels here. And it's a lot simpler than the graph would otherwise suggest, you know. Traffic landing page here, and then you've got a special offer here, and here's your email sequence here. Now, each email leads to day 1, day 2, day 3, day 4, day 5 of the free mini course. So these are content pages, and each email leads to one of these content pages. And then after the content page, that leads back to the sales page. So this is where you make your money on the sales page, you upsell and so forth. And as you go through the email sequence, you're presented with day 1, day 2, day 3, day 4, day 5 of the free mini course. And so what is interesting about this is you might not think that, like, you've got an extra step here in between the email copy and your sales page. So you might expect conversions to be lower because you're forcing them through these content pages before they even see your sales page. But the truth is the FMC model works because it's about consumption. See, worldwide course completion rates, are like 8%. And Mindvalley's course completion rates are higher than most people at maybe 15 to 20%. But still, think about that. You've got like 80% of people who are never completing any of the courses. You've got probably 60 or 70% of people who probably never even log into the platform. And I've got, how many have I got? I've got at least 5 to 10 courses in my inbox that I've bought over the last 6 months that I haven't logged into. Different courses for different stuff. Who else does that here? Yeah. But I thought to myself, you know, oh, gee, that looks good. I'm going to buy that. And you know, it's been 3 months later, and then still I haven't even logged into the thing to set my password. So that we knew this was a problem. And Mindvalley was famous for the courses, but they still had this consumption problem like every other company who creates these courses. So what we did was we designed this to give them a free sample of the course. The original idea was to give them the free sample of the course. But what we needed to do was make sure that they consumed that course, make sure that they watched these videos, make sure they read these materials. Because those people who read these materials, people who watch the videos, are 10 times, 100 times more likely to buy your special offer when they come to the sales page. We really focus on high quality. We often create these mini courses as specific courses. So they're filmed separately to the main course. There's a paid course that we create, and these are filmed separately. They are filmed to the same quality as the main course. Because if you get into this funnel and you start seeing that these videos are cheaply made, then you're going to assume that the course is the same quality. So the main reason we did this is to show off the high quality of the course and to give them a sample of what they can expect from the full course. But it's also the other reason. It's a great question too. The other reason to actually create these specifically for that course is because you can answer objections. So if you like an objection for buying a meditation course is, you know, I don't have time to meditate. So one of these modules could be show you how to meditate even if you've just only got like 2 minutes in a day or something, which is a common objection in that particular niche. So these should not just be valuable, they should also be strategic. That's another advanced tip as well. It's all about the consumption. That's why we did